Happy Sunday, everyone! Welcome back to another virtual Sunday school service. Today, we'll talk about a man who was called to share the gospel to everyone. Let's read the summary. Taking the gospel to the world. My Roman name is Paul. I used to be called Saul, which was my Jewish name. But everything about my life changed, even the name I use. Let me start at the beginning. I arrested many and even killed some people who believed Jesus was God's son. I thought Jesus was a false prophet. I thought stopping people from believing in Jesus would please God. One day, I was on my way to Damascus to arrest more of these Christians. I had letters from the priest giving me permission to put in jail any Christians I found. At about noon, a bright light flashed around me. I fell to the ground and heard a voice saying, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" When I asked who was speaking, the voice answered, "I am Jesus of Nazareth." Jesus told me to get up and go to Damascus. The men who were traveling with me had to lead me to Damascus because when I opened my eyes, I couldn't see. In Damascus, a man named Ananias came to see me. He said, "Receive your sight," and I could see again. He told me I would share the good news about Jesus with all people. He told me to be baptized and washed away my sins, calling on the name of Jesus. That's just what I did. Nothing has been the same for me since. I've spent my life telling the Gentiles the good news of salvation through Jesus. Are you done reading the summary? Paul used to kill many Christians, but God called him to save them instead. We too are called to make disciples of people all around the world. Let's move on to the activity. Let's start on the first activity for this week. A flash of light. People who don't know Jesus are in the dark because they are spiritually blind. Start at the arrow and go up, printing every other letter on the lines inside the world to discover what Jesus wants us to do. The first letter you write should be the J, above the arrow. This is the statement I got from these letters. What did you get? Let's start on the second activity for this week, a witness. These action words describe ways you can help people know Jesus. Using the filled-in letters as clues, insert the words into the puzzle. Put an X in the boxes besides the words that describe ways you would like God to use you. Let's start on the second activity for this week, a witness. These action words describe ways you can help people know Jesus. Use the filled-in letters as clues. Insert the words into the puzzle. Put an X in the boxes beside the words that describe ways you would like God to use you to let the world know about Him. Use these words and fill them in here. I'm done filling out my words. Are you? Here's the last activity for this week. Darla's story. Darla was 9 when her parents were chosen to be missionaries to Jamaica. Before they could go to Jamaica, they had to visit many churches. They asked people to pray and give money to help them tell about Jesus. Darla sang in each church they visited. I remember we waited for the phone call. It grew late and I had to go to bed. The call came later that night. My parents told me when I got up the next morning. We were really happy we were finally going to Jamaica as missionaries. I think I sang in over 200 churches. In Jamaica, I was able to tell friends from Mexico, America, and Jamaica about Jesus. When one Jamaican friend did not understand how to live for Jesus, I showed her what the Bible said. Write 2 sentences telling how you feel about what Darla did. And that's it for this week, guys. Don't forget to remember your memory verse. Go into all the world and preach the good news to all creation. Mark 16, verse 15. And that's it for this week, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye.